everyone, Ms.R here, and it is September 17th. It's Thursday. I know some of you have just gone home. Some of you are learning at home, and we're all feeling that this is weird. So for today's video, I thought I'd change it up, or at least give it some focus. So I'm going to show you, I have 7 pages, double spaced, of questions students have asked me over the years. And some of these questions may have come from you last year or the year before that. So I thought I'd pick, a question and use that as the focus for these videos. So today's question, I was looking through them and I thought, oh, that one's a good one. And the question is, what is the difference between living and being alive? I picked this question because, I am managing to go around and speak to some staff and some classes, mind you, from the doorway. And we're all feeling that this is weird. We're all recognizing that it seems like the soul of the school is gone. And we're just, we're just being alive. We're just going through the motions, but there's no life in this school. It's hard for teachers to give life to their teaching because of the masks. You can't see their facial expressions. They can't see yours. And so this is all a little weird. And I know some teachers have said to me that they get more engagement from students who are online than from students sitting right in front of them. Another teacher was saying it feels so weird. They're there physically, but they're so far away from us because they can't give you handouts. You have to access handouts from the Google Classroom on the computer screen in front of you, even though you're right in that class. So all of this is very, very weird. So the difference between living and being alive. Well, let's look at just being alive. It's just basically saying it's alive. Your heart's beating, you're there, but is there life? Versus living. And when we hear living, we're thinking living life to the fullest, right? We're thinking you're taking what is you and you're living, you've got your talents and your passion and you're living it. And it's hard to do that when there's no sports this fall. All extracurriculars are gathering virtually. Our prayer services for the year are going to be pre-recorded because we can't gather in the gym. And I've actually heard some people say, right now, I would love a school mass. Of course, because we're all gathering together and acknowledging our humanity and praying together. And so for many of us, we're leaning on our faith to get us through. But I digress. Let's get back to the question. So I want to share a quote by Irenaeus. He's a church father, wrote a very long time ago in Latin, because that was the language commonly spoken then, at least for theologians talking about this. And there's a quote that we've sort of mistranslated from him, but that quote goes, "The glory of God is the human fully alive." The glory of God is the human fully alive. Let's just rest on that. The glory of God is the human fully alive. We're not really living full life right now. And in the Gospel of John, Jesus says, "I came so that you may have life and have it to the full." I've noticed that because we wear a mask, it seems to hold us back from still being who we are. We forget that our personalities can still come out. So there's a mask there. It's not stopping me. I'm still kind of being, who I am, especially when I'm greeting you or, coming to relieve your teacher and I'm standing at the door and I'm like, "Hey everyone," just because I'm wearing a mask doesn't mean that I can stop being who I am deep down. So the glory of God is the human fully alive. I just want to let that sit. There's a book that I came across years ago by Charlene Costanzo called The 12 Gifts of Birth. And I want to outline these 12 gifts that every human being has, to some, in varying measures, but we all have them. Joy, strength, talent. Yes, everyone's got a talent or skills. Beauty. We all have beauty. Let's not get caught up thinking that beauty is just skin deep. There's beauty of the person, and that's what matters. How do you treat people? How do you make them feel? Or do you like to make them laugh? Imagination is another gift. How are you able to access your imagination, the narrative, the how you imagine your life in the context of this earth, your context, your reality? Imagination. We need an educated imagination. Courage, reverence. We all need to know when a moment is holy, and we need to access the holy and put ourselves in the presence of the holy so that we can get in touch with our own holiness and know how to reverence not just our holiness and not just God's holiness, but the holiness of each other and the community. Compassion. I don't think I need to speak too much on compassion. We know how important this is, and we're all given this. It's just a matter of how is it nurtured and how free are we to use these gifts. Wisdom, hope, love, and faith. We all have wisdom. It's a gift. We all have the gift of hope. We all have the gift of love and the gift of faith. So that's 12 gifts that we all have. But sometimes there are things that can keep us from living. And that could be what we learn. Maybe life has been hard for us and we just don't realize that we have these gifts, that they're just lying dormant in us, but no one showed us how to live those gifts. Doubt keeps us from living. We're scared of, we doubt ourselves. We doubt, will it be accepted if I go for my dream, or if I do this, or I'm being pushed to go into sciences and maths, but maybe deep down I want to try drama, or I want to be a photographer, I want to be more creative. Sometimes we think we can't do something, or we shouldn't do something, and that keeps us. So we doubt, like, I don't know. Fear keeps us from living life more fully. Scared of other people's reactions, scared of maybe mom and dad not supporting us, scared of failing. Fear is the biggest, doubt and fear are the two biggest thieves of stealing kind of our hope and those gifts, right? They get in the way, they're a huge block. We often compare ourselves to others and we think, well, who am I to do this? Because, look at other people. They're so much better at it. So who am I? Maybe there's pressures from family or parents that, we shouldn't really do that. I'll tell you a little story. I went to study my Master's of Divinity. It's a theology degree. And of course we study. There's questions that we ask. And I remember, and I love my mother, just a different world, different understanding. And she didn't understand why I was studying theology. Like, what are you going to do with this? And so she'd always say, you know what, forget that and just go to school to be a teacher and teach the little kids. They won't talk back to you. And be like, Mom, it's a different understanding, different approach. But I was much older. I could withstand that pressure from her because I had a bit more life experience and I knew exactly why and what I was doing. And sometimes, we have a dream and it's so tiny and we have to nurture that dream and it's so small and we're scared. So we tuck it away and we bury it deep, 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 deep inside of us. And we never bring it out because we're scared. Will people still like us if I follow this dream? If I be who I feel like I'm really meant to be? Or if I change my career goals instead of being an accountant. I want to be a dancer. I want to go into ballet or whatever. So the difference between being alive and living, being alive is you're just kind of existing and you're just sort of letting life pull you and reacting to whatever, but you're not choosing how to respond to situations. You're just there. Whereas living is you take what it means to be human and you live it. And you just be that shining light. And so that's a little bit, it's kind of a long video, but that's the difference between being alive and living. The 12 Gifts of Birth, book by Charlene Costanzo. I'll have a link to it at the bottom of this video. And there's a wonderful video I was sent by Mr. Costanzo that I'm also going to put under there in the details below the video. I really encourage you to watch it. It's very inspiring, and it's kind of inspiring me because I have, like you, I have dreams I'm scared to go after for the same reasons I shared with you. Fear, doubt, who am I to, do this? So let's support each other and try to be more fully alive, because the glory of God is the human fully alive. Have a great day, everyone. I hope that helps. Don't let the masks prevent you from still shining your personality through. Okay, I'm thinking of you and I'm praying for you. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow. All right, stay Raider strong, everyone. Bye.